And salutations, greetings and salutations. Hoodie K.A. in the building. We here to talk real quick now. First of all, I know this week, it's Thanksgiving to y'all. So happy Thanksgivings to y'all and all that type of shit. Pilgrims and all that type of activity. You heard me? But anyways, hopefully you with people you care about, people you like, people you love. You having some good eats and you enjoying yourself. You get a couple of days off, enjoy yourself. Hopefully you doing a lot of shopping, Black Friday, probably started early for some, probably didn't. It is what it is. But hey, we'll see what's going on. Besides all that, hold on, the door open. Close that motherfucker. Sorry about that. But we here to talk about some shit. Just like, hey, Joe Budden should have closed that door and left it alone. He didn't. He opened it wide open. We ain't trying to have that happen over here. Because Joe Budden, on his recent episode of the podcast, the main podcast, he's been dragged for his comments on the Megan Thee Stallion Call of Duty denial. So basically, apparently, Megan Thee Stallion came out and in the court case with Milagro, basically explained like when Milagro, I don't know if she allegedly did this or she retweeted it. Anyways, on Milagro's account, she basically like brought attention to a deepfake adult video that used the face of Megan Thee Stallion. And we've heard of deepfakes all the time. It's happened a lot of the time. People take the celebrity's face, put it on another adult actress's body, and we see them get, smashed from behind, or whatever have you. So, of course, Megan was dealing with a lot of that. She said she was going to therapy. This was around the time, the whole Tory Lanez debacle was happening, court case, this, and that. So, basically, she was saying it in court, this and that. She sent a little bit of a shot at fucking Joe Budden, because why didn't you serve Joe Budden? Because she's like, hey, Milagro kind of came up from talking about my shit and spitting lies. Joe Budden has already been solidified, and he's just giving his opinion. Shorty really spitting lies. He's just giving his opinion and talking about shit that transpired. So, that's the difference. So apparently with that whole situation that transpired with Tori, basically she turned down some deals. She lost $240K. So basically one of them opportunities was to be in the Call of Duty video game. We've seen a couple of people like 21 or whoever, 21 Savage and other people be part of it. And basically Joe Budden was making jokes. Now, to be fair, he was right. Because you telling me Megan Thee Stallion, your ass would have been a playable character. Do you know how many memes and shit you would have got sent of people playing the game to unalive your character, teabag your character? Shit, they would have modded one of the characters to look like Tory Lanez in order to dance, dance. What? Bro, niggas would have been having fun with that shit. They would have been making TikToks, putting music behind that shit. We would have been hearing all of Tory Lanez's greatest hits off of all that bullshit. So again, I can understand why your peoples or even Meg push back about it. Now, again, they killing Joe Budden for his comments, but let's not act like he the only nigga that thought about it. Let's keep it a buck. You might not like Joe, you might think he do too much, but we gotta be fair. But anyways, these alleged comments about Megan Thee Stallion on the Joe Budden podcast are up for interpretation, but nonetheless divisive. During her defamation case against blogger Milagro Grams, Megan Thee Stallion revealed why she turned down an offer to appear as a character in the Call of Duty video game series. Was Icy Spicy a character? But anyways, which is a military first-person shooter. When she realized she would be a shootable character. Meg, you know what Call of Duty is. Like, Meg, come on. When she realized she would be a shootable character, she turned down the opportunity due to the Tory Lanez case. While reacting to this on his podcast, Joe Budden allegedly shaded Meg. I wouldn't say that was shade. Take this with a grain of salt as the audio clip emerged on Twitter with no video or further context attached. I watched the whole episode. I don't think it was shade. It was truths. I would have said the same thing. Shit, you act like them people that on Tory's side or whoever wouldn't go over that. Nevertheless, the Joe Budden podcast co-hosts or hosts or whatever the fuck. I mean, the podcast is about him. Sorry, some bullshit. Sorry about that. Discussed the confession with the panel, agreeing that it was an understandable move. But then Budden allegedly said this: "I don't even play Call of Duty, but I'll buy it off the strength." He was joking. Of course, it's impossible to know exactly what the rapper in the podcast was referring to with this comment without more context or explanation. Maybe he meant that he would have bought the game if an artist like the Houston MC was in. Bro, it was okay. Okay, y'all niggas really want to have a listen, it was jokes. He was sitting there like, I would have bought that after strength. If you kidding me, he was basically joking at the aspect. If you don't believe Meg's side of the story with her Tory Lanez shooting the Baco, of course you're gonna be over there. You might mod your character to look like Tory Lanez, and you gonna dance, bit dance, and shoot at her character. Like, let's keep it a buck. Motherfuckers would have made some TikToks. There would have been clips like back in the day when FaZe and all them niggas was doing them clips stuff, commenting and all that bullshit. Like, come the fuck, like, you know what it is. You know the internet game. He was making a joke. Now again, we don't want Megan Thee Stallion to be what's it called, unalived in real life. No, but was people going to have fun with the game? Yes. So let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Yeah, but he was joking. It ain't that serious. But anyways, we will see whether or not this gets any clarification. Right? Y'all niggas take this shit too serious. So let's see where this article goes. One reason as to why is Joe Budden's past allegations of domestic violence. Okay, y'all doing too much while he has denied wrongdoing in the past and continues to try to move on. Many fans. Okay, y'all just doing too much, bro. Y'all just doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Like, listen, I get it. Maybe the jokes were distasteful. And maybe he should have handled that with a little bit more decorum and been more serious. But I do feel like it's a joke. And in fairness, let's not act as much as he was joking. And maybe he should not use his big platform to say shit like that, which we can have a conversation and agree about. Niggas was going to do that shit. Like, I'm not going to say act like motherfuckers was not going to do that straight. They would, like he said, off the strength. Niggas would about that shit. Just to bring that. But I told you, at the end of the day, and Meg, like I said in the last video, the victimization of yourself, like, enough. I'm not saying like that shit is never gonna haunt you again and you're not going through struggles, even though you look pretty fine to me, like, you know, at least physically. But like, at some point you do have to understand that motherfuckers is gonna say what they gonna say. It's like how y'all keep bringing up the domestic shit with Joe. That shit just gonna stick to a motherfucker. And sadly, this Tory Lanez situation, y'all niggas is intertwined. When you mention one nigga name, you think about the other motherfucker. It is what it is. It might need some more time. It is what it is. Especially when, again, when you have a defamation case against Milagro, you're making this nigga come and testify. Like, you doing, y'all interacting with each other too much. Y'all talk about each other. Indirectly, directly, however it is, y'all bring up the other motherfucker. So at this point, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm not going to bash or like heavily criticize Joe because I understand it was a joke. Again, maybe distasteful, but I understand what it is. And let's not act like no other niggas would say this, but just because Meg and Joe, maybe Joe has said some shit about her. Now, Joe joking, he wanted to be named so he could go to court and do some fuckery. That didn't help this perspective as well. But anyways, what do y'all think? Comments down below, links in the description. Besides that, it's your friendly neighborhood K.A. signing out for today. The Black TJ Dead Wilder doing this thing. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe. You trying to hit a little bit more to your man. I'm gone. Shalom, zoom, peace, y'all else gang. Aye.